K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, good evening, Aaron.
Yeah, good evening. We got a whole group of people here waiting for you, and I'm sure the onslaught will be coming here in a second, just getting the stream going. It's K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Okay, we've got you in here, and yeah, I should have. I was out here earlier, but I was out too early, and I didn't turn things on. I should have, but I came out last night to turn things on, and it wasn't the right night, so at least I had the radio on the right frequency, huh?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I just got to fix one little thing with the display, and then we're good to go. So everybody can hear you on YouTube. K6USY.
Good evening, Mike. KM6SR, number 432. Yeah, I've got 711 in here, 727 and 800, over.
Okay, got 711. Got 800, and I got 432. I got 1100 and 1079. That's all in reverse order. How's that?
Yeah, 727 also.
I said John. I just didn't. I don't know if I gave his number. No, I've got John 711. Hey.
727, Mike.
727. Good evening, Mike. Gee, we've got 2/3 of the number of people that we had last night on 220. So we're doing pretty good here. We only got 10 check-ins last night on 220. Anyway, let's see here. Where am I pointed? Let me find out where I'm pointing here. Well, I'm pointing to the Bay Area. Maybe we'll hear KW6S. Tom, if you're copying. KW6S, come on in, over. Okay, Tom isn't there yet. He knows we're a little early. Good evening to you, Bill, AA6S. I don't know where you're pointed, but I know sooner or later you're going to go get Ralph and perhaps give it a try. W6QUI, over.
A6S, I'll go down to Ron there, QUI here in a second. And then Mike and I will head off towards LA there. So I'll back to you there, and I'll turn the antenna down, and I'll turn the power down so I don't bother anybody.
Okay, well, I don't think you'll bother anybody. I can hardly hear you when you go toward Ron. And I can go toward Ron and see if he can hear me tonight. Maybe it's good conditions. We've had oddball conditions. Some nights are really good in certain directions, so you never know. So anyway, we'll see who else is in here, and then we can go over and point toward Ron a little bit there. So we should maybe hear Kerry in here. KC5DTU. We should hear, well, we won't hear Ken because his antenna sort of broke.
KC5DTU 712.
Speak of the devil, and there was somebody else in there. Did anybody else hear the other caller?
That was Bill, Mike.
Bill pointed away from us. Is that where he was?
Yeah, I hear him still calling for Ron, W6QUI.
He pointed south, but a little bit weak, but you can still hear him.
Okay, anyway, good evening, Kerry. And we enjoyed the blog that you sent this morning. I think it was an X22, but I'm not sure. The one that covered a lot of subjects, but they got into quite a bit of discussion about the drones and the pictures of the drones and all that stuff with the big arms and so on. And then there was a very subtle reference in there about alien technology. I don't know if you caught that. I had just said to Judy, I said to Judy, you know, this stuff that they're doing, both the White Hats and the DS guys, and apparently it's quite a political, or I don't know what you'd call it, a kind of a demonstration of skills or talents and or equipment. Anyway, the battle between the white hats and the DS group with the drones. But you look at some of those drones and what they're doing, what they're capable of, and then the comment from the commentator was something to do with some possibility of using some alien technology there. And that's, I was just telling Judy, you know, it takes a long time to re-engineer or backwards engineer some stuff that's maybe the UFO people have brought in here. I thought that was an interesting comment. Did you get that one?
Yeah, affirmative. It's all meant to keep all of us in suspense and guessing, and I think they're doing a pretty good job. Before coming on the air here, I just got some info that Elon Musk's brother just bought out and is running a drone, a company that produces drones that put on these sophisticated light shows. So I thought that was interesting. I just got that.
Yeah, there's a couple of things related to that. I can't remember what was that technology where you can create an image. That was way back in some early movies, Star Wars, or not Star Wars, but maybe the Return of the Jedi or whatever it was. Anyway, they created an image of a person standing there in the middle of the room with lasers. And then they alluded to the fact that we've got the blue light technology, which means you can put images in the sky that look so real that you could be fooled, and you could let go of a lot of armament up there to nothing more than laser images. Over.
Roger. Well, DARPA created a program that's called Project Bluebeam, and it's exactly that, created with creating holograms.
Yeah, hologram. That was the word I was looking at. I couldn't bring that name up. It's been 10 years since we've talked about holograms, it seems. But they've really improved the technology and made it look so real. I was telling Judy, it looks like they could hologram a bomber up in the sky at 10,000 feet over you that looks so real that you had to shoot at it. And maybe even they could show a hologram of missiles coming down and all kinds of stuff that were just nothing but images. I thought that was interesting too. So yes, it was a blue technology. Anyway, interesting stuff, guys, and we don't know what's coming, but I think we're on the verge, and we got the idea. And of course, Trump has talked about this, releasing a lot of the information that's been secret for so many years from Area 51. So we might be on the verge of finally confirming that we've had alien contact and we're using alien technology, even though it takes a long time to reverse engineer it. I had a guy here that came over to quote on the roof of my barn, and we got into a discussion, and he has a friend that works in Area 51. And he asked him point blank, he said, "What are you guys doing up there? Are you getting anything out of this?" And the only comment the guy had was, "Bill, all I can tell you is it takes a long time to reverse engineer this stuff." Over.
Yeah, Roger that. Well, they've come a long way. Remember that, wait till the news comes out on 9/11 that the airplanes that were seen hitting the towers were holograms. That's coming, and that's part of the exposure.
Well, they might have been holograms to a certain degree, but the one that hit the tower wasn't a hologram.
No, it was explosives that were planted inside of the building, and part of the exposure that's coming is, well, all I can say is just wait. That's all part of the information that's coming out.
Yeah, okay. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. All right. Well, it will surprise me, I guess, because we hadn't. I still was kind of leaning in the direction of the original perpetrator on the 9/11 thing, but it obviously there's a lot of innuendo now to the fact that we were really our own perpetrators. That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't. We knew about it and knew what was going on, Michael, but it was. I don't know if you knew about the Israelis that were caught there celebrating when 9/11 happened, and there's a lot of information to come out, and it will be coming.
Okay, well, that'll be interesting. I don't know why that would be the case, but maybe we've been misinterpreting the Israeli, at least part of them. They may have a deep state also. Okay. Well, that's enough politics for tonight, and we'll get into it and over the next few days and weeks. I think we're going to see a lot of new revelations come out. We're already seeing some stuff that's almost beyond belief that Biden's pulling. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see here. Let's see. Bill, are you there? Are you back? And did you catch up with W6QUI? AA6S and W6QUI, K6MYC. Did you hear him at all, Bill? I mean, Mike, over?
No, I don't hear him.
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Did you hear Bill? Did Bill ever connect with Ron down there?
I did not hear him. I just got back in, so, but I don't hear anybody talking.
Yeah, well, it's 1:45 now, so he's probably down south. We'll wait till he gets done working Ralph, and then maybe we'll get some information there. In the meantime, I'm pointed over toward W6 or KW6S. We'll take a standby. Is anybody else here in the San Joaquin Valley want to check in before I pull in the Bay Area people over? Okay. I guess it's too cold to go to the shack there. I think some of the guys up there, I know Frank has 1296 capability. Hopefully, I know a couple of others that do. I thought the K6VBG had it, but maybe not. Anyway, we'll make a call. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, KW6S. I'm going to point the antenna more in the conventional direction. KW6 Sugar, KW6S Santa Cruz, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net calling and listening. Okay, nothing heard from Tom at the moment. Let me go back into the Bay Area then and see who is there. QRZ the Bay Area, 1296 Bozo Net, K6MYC, over. Well, the path is skewed again tonight, Jim. W6PQL on CW. I've got two distinct peaks on you. One at 275 and one at 288 to 290. So I'm not sure. The 275 one seems to be a little bit stronger. I wonder if you can copy W6PQL 1296 K6MYC, over.
Yeah, I can hear you, Mike, but you're right. The band is really funky right now, different paths and so forth. I'll check back with you a little bit after 8 o'clock. I'm going to go up frequency and catch Steve at 8 o'clock, and so I'll see you just after that. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, okay, well, we missed you last night. I hope we didn't just miss you. Were you out on a dinner meeting or something?
No, the wife wanted to go up to Cache Creek and pay her taxes, so I had to drive her up there.
Okay, so you were not home. That's why we didn't hear you, because we were pointed toward the Bay Area for quite some time, but on both bands, 222 and 6 meters, but we didn't hear you. All righty. We'll see you after a little bit after 8 o'clock there, and hopefully you can hook up with Steve there. Thanks for popping in. Anybody else in the Bay Area? You're the first out of the Bay Area, Jim. Over.
WSC 775.
Okay, 775 KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. We got you, Mike. Good signal for all things considered. Over.
Roger, but I am hearing you better through the stream than I am
Yeah, it's a strange path. I'm pointed towards Santa Cruz, so I'm getting you on that funny bounce path down towards Santa Cruz here. Good evening to you, Mike. It's not real solid. A QSB, very heavy, deep QSB. So we won't keep it, but thank you very much for being there tonight. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6 MYC, over.
Roger. 73,
Okay, well, you're Q5 now, holding pretty steady. Good evening for now. Let's see who else we had. I heard another voice in there with you. Who was the other voice? Go ahead, K6MYC, Bozo Net, 1296.
AW6S, 610.
AW6S. I called you a couple of times earlier, but we got you now. Let me give me some transmission, and I'll see if I can find a peak on you, Tom. Over.
Okay, yeah, you're not doing too bad where you are here for me. Just 6 meters was wiped out last night with the noise of over S9, and so I'm working on getting some stuff together to start hunting noise. It's noticeable on 432, but not a problem, but it doesn't make it up here to 1296. K6MYC, KW6S.
Well, that's good. We at least have one band that we can talk on without having you fight through the noise. Hopefully you can find that. Finding it is one thing. Getting rid of it is maybe something else. It sounds like you've got other neighbors that are also seeing some evidence of noise in the neighborhood. That's not a good sign. That could be a major problem. But maybe major problems are easier to find than the little local ones. Anyway, good evening to you, Tom. Good to hear you. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's a street light or a sign at some business or something that they're actually going to be glad to find out about it, because as broadband and as strong as it is, it's got to be pretty ugly and or pretty close to me, and I don't see anything too close to me.
Okay. Well, you're solid copy, but I'm clear down at 263 degrees aimed at you tonight. All the guys in the Bay Area are peaking in the direction where I normally point for you, so the path is definitely skewed for some reason here, over.
Yeah, well, I'm pointing at the same place that I usually point for you, and within a degree or two, and that never seems to vary too much from here.
Well, I may see it more on my end. It may skew somewhere in the path. Turn in. You're on the leg at the bottom leg of the Y, and then I get the other two legs that come off the top side of the Y. One's down south and one's up north. I had two peaks on Jim, W6PQL also. He was peaking at 270, and that's where I had it when you called in, 270, 272. And normally he's 289, so off 10 or 12 degrees. I went up to 1289 or 289, and he was there, but it wasn't as strong. It was definitely a double peak with a null in the middle, so who can figure? Anyway, good evening, Tom. Thanks much for checking in. If you want to go back to what you were doing, go to it. Then that'll be a short one tonight. We got more check-ins already tonight than we had on 222 on on Monday night. Hi. KW6 Sugar, Santa Cruz, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, I should be here tomorrow night on 2, and we'll see. Tonight, the noise hasn't popped up on 2 meters yet tonight, so maybe something fixed it. But I'm sitting here with radios on each of the bands, kind of waiting for something to happen here before I call it an evening. K6MYC, KW6S, see you tomorrow night.
Okay, and you say it's not as currently the noise is not as bad on 2 meters as it is on the other bands, over?
No, it's not real bad on any of the bands that I'm seeing here. I'm monitoring 10 meters and 2 meters at the same time, and I don't see any noise problem on either one of those bands right now.
Well, we did hear you on 6 last night. I know you were having trouble with me, but we were copying you okay. It wasn't very bodacious, but we did copy you on 6, over.
Oh, okay. I didn't remember getting on 6. I thought I was hunting for noise, but yeah, I very well could have been.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm clear on that either. Maybe you weren't in there on 6. I thought you were. We didn't have that many check-ins. It was under 20. Just 10 check-ins on 222 and just under 20 on 6. So participation in the last few week or so has been kind of light, but that's the season. I guess everybody's doing other things. 7-3, and we'll see what else we can pull out of the Bay Area here. So far, just you and Jim out of the Bay Area. KW6S, I should say, K6MYC. Let's see, K6 Whiskey India Sugar. Are you there somewhere, Paul?
Break. Mike, yes, I am. K6MYC in the group. This is K6WIS, Placerville. How copy, over?
Yeah, solid copy. At 265. Hang on a second. QRX1. Paul, who was the one that said break? Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, K6MYC, WA6AAJ, check Ralph in. Both Bill and I worked them, and not very strong tonight, over.
Okay, and nothing heard from QUI, huh?
Bill had to get off right after that, and I never got a chance to ask him.
Well, if he'd worked him, he would have told us.
Most likely, but I could check with him tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. That's very unlikely. Ron has not been in there for a week, so maybe he's sick. Maybe he's got the same thing that 2 or 3 other people have that's keeping them off the air. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, 7-3. Okay, Paul, back up to you. And I might look for another peak, but right now I'm getting you on the direction towards Santa Cruz and Monterey, Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. Any relays?
Yeah, K6MYC. This is K6WIS. No relays. Your signal is strong right now on the bounce path. It's coming in 5 by 5. And I'm pointing in the usual direction of 195 degrees, which is actually south of the Bay Area. So you're heading also south of the Bay Area. It looks like we have a common reflection point. Hi. So back to you, Mike. Over.
Yeah, isn't that something? I wonder what it would be. There is a mountain down there that John K6MI goes to quite frequently, or used to, for contesting. And it's a pretty good-sized hill. They get good results from this place, but it's way south of Monterey. I can't remember the name of the peak anymore, but that may be what we're bouncing off tonight. Anyway, yeah, you're just rock solid in here. Easy copy, as strong as anybody for the most part there. We'll look for you on the direct path, too, to see if you're there, and then maybe in the meantime you can tell the other guys I'm coming. I guess the stream is up and running. Next week we may not have the stream, particularly on, we're going to have a questionable, well, let's say this, it's going to be a very loose net on Christmas Eve and a very loose net on Christmas Day evening. Christmas Day evening, those are optional, but I may be in here. I don't have anything going. We don't have any celebrations here at the house. Nobody else will be here. So we'll probably be on both Christmas Eve and Christmas night. So there you go. Not any requirement to check in, but if you happen to be pushing, going by and listening, or bored with no activity in your house, why, you can check in on those 2 nights. But otherwise, I'm not expecting too much. Hi. We will be there wishing people Merry Christmas anyway, under any circumstances. Back to you, Paul, and then we'll move up north and see if we can hear anybody else in the Bay Area. Over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I noted on the optional nets next week on the Christmas Eve. I'll probably try 1296 contact with you on Christmas Eve if you point towards the Bay Area, or at least Mount Amanam or Loma Prieta. I think those are probably the biggest peaks in the area we're bouncing off right now. So anyway, thanks, Mike. 73s for all, K6 Whiskey India Sugar.
Okay, and we'll look for you in just a few more minutes, maybe 5 minutes more, and we'll be up on the direct path. 73, Paul. K6WIS, K6MYC. Anybody else in the Bay Area copy me here before I move the antenna north? Over.
KB6BA 900.
Okay, KB6BA, I have you, Oliver 900, and make a transmission, Oliver, and tell me what you did today. It was crisp and cool today. Not a very warm day here, but it's supposed to warm up a little bit more tomorrow, but of course no rain, and we had intermittent sunlight. I'm going to move the antenna, see if I can get a better peak on you, but you're Q5. KB6BA, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike. Your load and week tonight were perfectly copyable. Both it's foggy this morning and going for another hike about middle of the day when I warmed up to close to 60. So I'm glad I got that done before going to New Mexico later this week. So that's about it. I guess there'll be some more rain, but maybe I'll be out of town by then. K6MYC. Here's KB6BA in Sunnyvale, California. Over.
Okay, very good. Solid copy. I brought you way up, so you were okay on the old heading, but this is where am I pointed? Let's see, where am I pointed? 270. 275, so it's still off almost 10 degrees, but this seems to be where you peak. I went further up and you dropped off completely, so everything has shifted about 10 degrees lower than normal. It's not my antenna moving, it's just the path change from night to night. It's really fun to watch this. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for all this, but either way, we're taking it into consideration. We probably ought to be logging this stuff and giving it to some scientist and let him figure it out. I'm well beyond that. Good evening to you, Oliver. Thanks very much for a nice strong signal, nice strong check-in, and good luck and have fun on your trip if we don't catch you tomorrow night. Have a great trip to New Mexico, and we'll see you when you get back. KB6BA for your final, K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Sort of interested in the same propagation studies, but on microwave. We have a 10 gigahertz beacon, and one of my projects is to put my dish antenna on a real rotator. Right now it's fixed to a linear translator, but I want to move it around and see whether the beam directions change from the translator, which is on Mount Ellison in the Bay Area. So, interesting science. So have a good holiday and take care. K6MYC, KB6BA, over.
Roger. Well, thanks very much, and it'll be interesting to see what happens when you... How big is your dish?
18 inches. It's an RCA satellite TV dish that I've repurposed and retuned the feed horn for the 10 gigahertz band, over.
Okay, just for your reference, since you're a microwave guy, I have two dishes here that I'm never going to use. I have a 4-footer. It's a solid 4-footer. It was a real dish. It wasn't a satellite TV dish. And it's got a nice back structure. These are solid spun aluminum dishes with good rigid edges and so on. So I have a 4-footer, and I have an 8-footer. The 8-footer is an old Andrews, but it's a beast. It's really strong. It's aluminum. It's heavy, but it's all aluminum. But it's been through hell and back, and I've used it way back in the in the 80s for satellite TV. So it's been around a long time. But it's still here, and I don't need it. So if you know of somebody who wants to play around with a solid, good quality 8-footer or a 4-footer, a 4-footer is easy to handle. That's a nice one, and a nice size too. But it would give you some serious gain at 1296. I mean at 10 gigahertz, I'm sure. So just a thought. So you might keep that in the back of your head, Oliver. Over.
Yeah, 4-footer I'd be interested in, if not for myself, but maybe other people on our microwave group. I would be interested in the manufacturer and the frequency it's designed for, so it's always fun to play with those. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's a very accurate dish. I'm sure it's good to 12 gigahertz at least. It's a spun aluminum dish, very accurate. It does not have a feed, but it does have a back structure which allows some nice different connection methods for azimuth and elevation and so on. So it's a pretty easy dish to work with. All you have to do is get a feed on it. I think I have. I'm not even sure if I don't have the structure, because originally I think we had a TVRO feed in it. So I think I have the arms, but I'm not even sure of that anymore. At least at this point, it's just call it a 4-foot dish, solid, very good quality, very accurate, and leave it at that. And if I can find some more pieces for it, that's all the better. KB6BA, K6MYC.
Okay, sounds good, Mike. No rush on that. Maybe next time I'm down that way, I'll look you up and interesting to see what it looks like. Okay, well, thanks for passing that along.
Alrighty. 7-3. Now, anybody else in the Bay Area for the Bozo Net, K6MYC, over?
Well, I'm not in the Bay Area, but I'm out west here. KJ6TYO 1009.
Oh, I hear KJ6TYO, not very strong, but I've got you. 1009, Ron. Thank you very much for the check-in. Hang on a second, because I do have another check-in in the Bay Area. I got your 1009, Ron. Over.
All right, thanks, Mike. I'm going to go ahead and hit the rain locker and go to bed. 7-3.
Roger, 7-3. Go to bed. Bye night. Okay, who was the other one in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC, Bozo Net check-ins.
Yeah, hopefully I'm not too far off with the Doppler, but this is W6DQL. And, okay, I'm going to fix this for you. Hang on one. I got to go off frequency a little bit with the transmitter. Okay. Let's see, I'm listening to myself on the live stream.
Yeah, give me a little more chatter and I'll try to find the peak again. I've been moving the antenna, and I went back up into the Bay Area. For the Bay Area from Oliver is a direct path. Over.
I'm on your frequency now. I had a tough time guessing where I should go with the transmitter because of the Doppler, because I was working you on a bounce when you were talking to Oliver. But anyway, 52 is there tonight on single sideband. Pretty good contact, so you can put him in the log.
Okay, just confirm you did work 52.
Roger, Roger.
Okay, I just got on you and you had massive funny QSB there. Good copy now. I was bumping the antenna back and forth to find another peak. It's all over the place tonight. Over.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, it's weird. The band is really screwy. All righty, 73s. We'll catch you on tomorrow.
73s. We'll see you tomorrow, Jim. Anybody else in the Bay Area? QRZ, K6MYC, Bozo Net 1296. Okay, I'm going to go on up to Oakley. Here we go. Here we are up in Oakley. Let's see if we got a signal into Oakley there. Maybe you fixed the amplifier today too. I don't know. I may have to fish for you if you're still running 10 watts. So give me a long transmission, Ken. N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. found you, and again, all the paths are skewed a little bit to the south today. I got you at 295 or so here, and I just copied the last few words of that. So apparently the 1296 amp did not get repaired today. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Although Gary in A60, my chief engineer, popped the cover on it, and he had John Stanford on the FaceTime, and they determined that they had to go back to the shop. And Gary kindly packed it up and already down to KF6I. And he also reestablished 222. So next week you'll hear me on that band, and the 6RO.
Okay, a difficult copy because of the fading. You're very strong. Did you say you got a little bit of a headway on the 1296, but not repaired? But you did fix the 222. Is that what you said? 222 is now working.
Roger.
Okay, good. Okay, well, that's good news. So we'll look for you next Monday, of course, on 222. We'll talk to you a couple of 3 times before that, but that's good. And I missed what you said about 1296, but apparently the troubleshooting turned up something. Over.
Yes, and John and Gary determined that it has to go back to the shop. So it's on the way down to KF6I. Over.
Okay, so you found a problem, but it's not something you can fix. Okay, got it. It's got to go back to its manufacturing guy. Okay, KF6I or whatever the call was. Okay, thanks, Ken. We won't drag this out, but we got a reasonable copy on all that. Thanks much. It was cold today. Going to be a little warmer tomorrow. In the next couple of days, shouldn't be too bad here. No rain expected. We haven't had dinner yet. Matt brought home dinner at 5 o'clock, and I had been snacking, so I usually snack until about 5:15, 5:30. And he walks in the door with dinner at 5 o'clock, and I'm all stuffed up with snacks, so I wasn't even hungry. But it was a wonderful dinner of Japanese food. But I just couldn't eat it, so I'm going to have dinner after we get out of here. 7-3. N6 Radio Oscar Oakley, K6MYC. See you tomorrow.
Roger, Victor Bravo Golf, 971. Here I had leftover fish tonight, salmon and trout, and the temperature range was 45 to 53. N6RO, see you tomorrow.
Yeah, Roger, got your leftover fish and your temperature range there. Very good. Yeah, about the same as what we had here. I worked outside a little bit, but not much. But we did get our log splitter back today, and it's all working beautifully. And we'll be pushing it into service tomorrow with a brand new engine and new hoses to the hydraulics and all the rest of it. It's a self-starter, so it all works beautifully. I'm excited to use it tomorrow. So that was fun. 7-3 Ken. N6RO, K6MYC, K6VBG. Good evening, Dave.
Good evening, Mike. Yeah, I pointed at you, so not pointed up there. So yeah, just hanging here, rocking the heater.
Okay, I think I wrote you down. Yeah, I wrote you down. Let's see it. Did I write down 835? I don't think I wrote 835. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I think I see 835 written down there. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I've got the heater on here, and I'm not going to stick around here too long. We're just we're moving right along, but we got lots of check-ins. I got more than twice as many check-ins as we had on 222 on Monday. So 1296 is kicking ass. Over.
Hi, Roger. 971, by the way, Mike.
Oh, we got 971. I know your number. We got you. Thank you, Dave. Good to hear you. And go back in where it's warm if you care to. Over.
Hey, Roger, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow night. I got to go in for dental surgery tomorrow.
Oh, dental surgery on your mouth?
Yes, sir.
Oh, boy. Okay, what are they doing? A tooth extraction or something?
2 of them.
Oh, 2 of them. Are they wisdom teeth or something else?
Yeah, they're wisdom teeth. They're wisdom teeth.
Yeah, well, that's not bad. They're harder to get out because you're so far back. But other than that, they come out pretty good. I've had all mine removed. I take that back. I have 2 of the original 4. My doctor cusses every time he has to work on them or look at them because they're so far back. He said, "You got a small mouth, and those wisdom teeth are way too far back for my big fat hands." Anyway, thank you much for checking in, Dave. Your call just went away. K6BBG, K6MYC.
Hey, Roger. No, they've got to put me out to do it. So they've got some roots that are kind of wrapped around the bone, and they have some funky things going on there.
Oh boy, do you have an infection in there? Is that why they're pulling them?
No, I've got one of them that's starting to break apart though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes when in certain people's mouths they come in sideways and then you're impacted, and they do have to pull them out because they're painful. They come in and they're pushing sideways on the next tooth forward, but sounds like yours are just old and tired, over.
Yeah, they've been filled a few times, so yeah. One of them was falling apart, so it's time to do something more with it.
Yeah, you don't need them anyway. They're a mute tooth. And other than the fact that you're going to be really stupid after you get them out, you'll be fine, over.
Hi, Roger, yeah. I understand that. Oh, boy, I don't know how I'm going to chew without them. I've had them, 66, almost 64 years. Shoot, I don't know how I'm going to chew.
You'll be really stupid, but that's no change from normal, right?
Yeah, that's no big change.
Okay. Let you go, and good luck with the operation. Hopefully it goes smooth and you won't have any serious pain afterwards, although the next couple of days are a little touchy. Don't do anything strenuous. Of course, they tell you that, but you know better anyway. Good luck, 7-3, and if you're not there tomorrow night, we'll understand because you can't talk right.
All right, I'll come in and mumble to you, Mike.
You could probably mumble something. First, Yep,
nobody will be able to understand it anyways.
Yeah, well, I'll know who it is. All right, see you later. All right, anybody else while I'm pointed in this direction? K6MYC, Bozo Net, 1296. Nothing heard. Let me go up towards Sacramento. Well, let me just see if we've got anything from KR6MR. KR6MR or KE6ILX or anybody else up that way. KR6MR, K6MYC, calling and listening. I got you, 759. Not real strong, but Q5 on that one. I'm probably not quite peaked on you. I overshot with the heading. Everything is off by 5 or 10 degrees more to the west today. So I'm overshot, and I came back a little bit, but I don't think I ended up on the peak. So take another transmission and tell me if you've heard anybody else in here. KR6MR, K6MYC, over.
Roger, Mike. I tried to do bounce back to the area. I had nothing. I heard all very, very, very faintly, and that's all I've heard. And then I heard you tonight, and that was all on 1296 over.
Okay, very good. So Q4.5, John. Quite good copy, quite steady. But just a little bit of pops and snaps in the audio, and not in your case, but I'm hearing pops and snaps on the band, and that's keeping me from getting every word, but I got the gist of it there. Oh, okay, and you tried the Bay Area, but you could only hear me weakly. Well, I was pointed in some weird direction, so it's very possible, although it did work for Placerville. I had a good contact with Paul in Placerville, and he gave me an S6. I didn't try to peek on him. He was good enough. I didn't mess with it. I left it alone, so it might have been that I had a different directional peek on you, but I didn't try anything else. I did call several times, and I was pointed to the Bay Area for several times, and I did not hear any other callers. So if you called, I didn't hear it. Anyway, 7-3, and a good check-in tonight. Pretty good copy. Very weak, but it's quite readable. KR6MR in Meadow Vista, K6MYC, over.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Oh, good. So I'll see you tomorrow night on 2 meters, and hopefully we'll have a much better signal. So, 23, have a good evening. Warren,
KR6MR, K6MYC, yeah. Well, it's a pretty good path here. There is some QSB. If it wasn't for the QSB, it would be Q5. But there's about every 2 second QSB. So I lose part of a word or a whole word every couple of seconds on that last transmission. But when you're up there, you're fine, and it's just on the edge. You know, if you had another 3 dB, it would be Q5 all the way. So there you are. But not to worry, pretty good conditions overall, and considering the path between us, we can't complain. Thank you, John, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 2 meters, as you say. KR6MR, K6MYC, 73 QRZ. Anybody else? Not hearing anybody else. I'm going to try for Nevada, but I don't think I've got anybody up there with antennas, so we'll see what happens. Here we go to Nevada. Did I hear 637? Was that you, Paul? I hear a voice. You'll have to just keep going because I have to piece it together. It's chopped up. You're chopped up pretty severely with QR Mary. So keep calling. In the meantime, I'll keep poking around and see if I can find a more consistent path. Keep calling. K6MYC. Over. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. It's about Q3. About readability 3, Paul. I got you pretty good at the end there, but it's not any better than Q3. Mostly because of the very choppy QSB. So the path is not at all stable like it is on the bounce path there. Thank you for trying, Paul. Thanks for the check, and it just didn't work out very well on the direct path this evening. Thank you, sir. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. We'll see you tomorrow on 2 meters. Okay, 7-3, Paul, 7-3. Is there anybody else while I'm in the direction towards Sacramento, generally in Placerville? Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, QRZ. Okay, nothing heard. Let me go on up to Nevada. Here we go to Nevada. Okay, here we are toward Nevada. And I'm going to air to the west a little bit. All the signals are becoming better, a little bit shifted to the west. QRZ Nevada, QRZ Nevada, KE7UQL N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC calling and standing by. QRZ Nevada. Rob, if you're in there, just chat with me for a couple of minutes. We'll stay here and wait to see if something happens. Over.
Okay, yeah, I'm not hearing anything from Nevada. I think my 1296 has got some issues. I'm not picking up hardly anybody. Over.
Yeah, no, I understand. No, you're not in great shape there. And all the help you're doing with Marcus and then coming over and getting wood for me isn't helping you get your own station running, but that'll happen.
Yep, that's what I was trying to tell Marcus today. After I get a couple of his antennas up, I'm going to take a hiatus from helping for a little bit there. I need to work on my own stuff. Over.
I hear you. Yeah, you've been giving him a lot of time there. That's good, though. Okay, well, you're fine here. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know where you're pointed, but you're stronger on 222 than you are on 1296 here. Over.
Oh, that's interesting, because I got an amp on 1296. 222, I just got the standard 25 watts there going. Over.
Yeah, no, I know, but that thing works, I'll tell you. And it may be that where you're pointed on 1296 is probably the answer. If we matched our antennas toward each other, you'd probably be bodacious in here. But not to worry. Let's just take another standby and see if they're hearing anything up there in Nevada. KE7UQL or N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC calling and listening. Boy, I'm not hearing anything. I don't think Daniel's got his antennas up, and I understand from Richard that Larry is under the weather, has a cold, and probably isn't going to be on because of that reason. So we probably can cut this short. I don't think there's any reason to go back to the Bay Area. I got most everybody except Ed, and he had plenty of ample time to check in. Well, Ed, KD6SOK, and WB6JNN. So there was about 3 notables that were missing. So maybe I should go back to the Bay Area for just a minute. But other than that, we got a really good list tonight. Over.
Yep, I got 19 so far. And Ken and I were over at Marcus's today. We poured about 500 pounds of concrete. Over.
Oh, boy. Okay. Who was with you?
Ken, WA6OIB.
Oh, he was over there, too, huh? He just can't stop helping people, can he?
No, but sometimes you got to do that. I know I was helping Curtis a lot there to get him up and going. So I know he's checking in every time to the net, so that makes me feel good. Over.
Yeah, who is that now? Curtis.
Yeah, he's one of the new guys that went through Ken's technician class. Over.
Oh, well, he must be checking in the 10-meter net. He's not checking in here. I don't think we have a Curtis.
Nope, it's just the Fresno net on Sunday nights he's checking into. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Okay. What's he got up? Mostly HF stuff?
Well, he's got a couple of donated radios. One does just the 2-meter regular, it might do 440 also, you know, the normal repeater stuff. And then he's got an HF radio. Over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, Mike is allergic to repeaters.
What's a repeater?
Yeah, exactly. That's what you got to remember, Rob. Anytime you start talking about repeaters, it's foreign language to Mike.
Yeah, Roger on that.
No speak of the English. No speak of the repeater.
Yeah, you got enough power and antennas, you'll just get to them directly. You don't need no stinking repeater.
Yeah, I can usually outreach the repeater, even though they're on hilltops. Anyway, well, I'm not bragging, but the system works here pretty well. It's interesting, though, to watch the propagation. Definitely, everything shifted tonight. Really funny. And I came back over to the Bay Area. Let's see where I'm appointed here. Who is that? Is that you, Fred? KD6SOK, K6MYC. Who are you talking to?
Oh, hi, Mike. I couldn't hear you earlier, 45 minutes ago. I was just talking to Jim PQS.
Okay, Pat, conditions are really terrible tonight. We're copying you. You're Q5, but with difficulty. And the only other one I haven't heard, two others, WA6AXX and WB6JNN. So you might take a standby and see if either one of those guys is on here. Fred, good to hear you. Hey, good evening. We got you checked in. You're check-in number 20 on this band. Really good tonight, over.
All right, thank you, Mike. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll say good night and listen out to see if anybody else is on. KD6, that's okay. Thank you, Mike.
Well, I want you to call WB6JNN because he may not be hearing me, over.
Okay, WB6JNN, KD6, that's okay. Jim, are you still here? I guess not, Mike. I don't think he's here.
JNN was in the chat, so he was around.
Oh, he was here on the chat. He just didn't get through. Okay, well, I'll write him down. Thank you for that, Aaron.
Yeah, he said he was only hearing you like S2, S3. He might not have had enough power to get back to you.
Good. I just wrote him in there. Anyway, good evening to you, Fred. I wish we could say we'll look for you tomorrow on 2 meters, but I think you still have your noise problem. You're not alone. A lot of people are developing pretty nasty noise problems on these VHF bands. There are some speakers, there are some technologies out there. The guys in South Africa are using them. It's speakers. They're not cheap, but you can get speakers that have AI or some logic built into them, and they're very, very good for taking out your local noise problems. They got it severely in South Africa. So maybe something I can, you may want to research that. You may not want to buy the speakers, but boy, there's some awful good ones out there. I think one of them is BHI or something like that. I'll try to get you more detail if you're interested, Fred, over. I don't hear Fred now.
Oh, okay, Mike. Yeah, go ahead. If you have my email address, you send me some information about that.
Okay, I'll try to get that. I'll talk to South Africa tomorrow morning on 20 and get the part numbers or the model numbers and the brands of these things. I think DX Engineering sells one of them. So you could probably just get on the phone with DX Engineering and say, I'm looking for a noise reduction speaker. It's built right into the speaker. It's very, very high-tech stuff with logic and microprocessor built right into the speaker, over. Did you get that, Fred?
Yeah, I got that, Mike. Sorry, I was just looking for something here, but I couldn't find it. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Thank you, Mike.
All righty, very good. One last try, WB6JNN, if you can hear me now, Jim, K6MYC. Okay, WA6AXX or anybody else in the Bay Area, last call, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net 1296. Yeah, we didn't do bad. We got one more. I think we're 20 or 21 now. Rob, over.
Yep, I've got 21 there, over.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it was good to hear 285 and 507. Wonderful. So we only missed Ed tonight. I don't know why Ed isn't there. He's in, I think he's still there. He doesn't leave until tomorrow. He's going on a trip to the Panama Canal, as we talked about the other day. He'll be gone for almost a month on that, I think, after the first year before he's back. So, but I thought he might check in here tonight. Maybe he'll check in last time tomorrow night before he goes. Alrighty, 7-3, Aaron, thank you for catching us, and thanks for passing the word on to Adam about the log splitter. He did bring it over today. We've got it. It works nice. He also brought over my repaired Shindawa chainsaw, my little one, and looks like that'll be on my machine and in use here very shortly for some very big logging I'm doing with this big pine tree that's down in the on the lower 40. Hi. WK6USY, and then over to Rob, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, I was talking to Adam this morning, and the second he mentioned that he picked up an overtime shift on Wednesday, I was like, oh, you better call Mike. He was going to try and get his log splitter. So, yeah, I'm glad I caught him this morning. I'm glad he's able to get up there and get it delivered, and that's all taken care of. So, very good. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow night on 2 meters, K6USY DMO6.
Okay, thanks much, and appreciate that, and it saved everybody. Well, it made Adam do a run up here, but I don't think he minded that too much. I only kept him for a little while. It's funny, when he brought the log splitter up, we tried to run the automatic starter, and it wouldn't crank over. It like locked up the engine. And it turned out that fuel had run into the cylinder, and we had a hydraulic lock in the cylinder. So we pulled the spark plug and ran it, cranked it over with the battery about a minute, and blew all the gasoline out of the cylinder, put the spark plug back in, and boom, she picked right up and went. Over.
Yeah, Adam was telling me that this afternoon that he got it all the way up there, and then the stupid thing wouldn't start. Well, I'm glad he got it. Glad he got it going. So very good. K6USY.
Yeah, well, it was kind of funny the way we deduced that it had to be that. It had to be a vapor lock, and he could smell gas, which more gas than you'd normally smell around that engine. It's a brand new engine. Nothing should be leaking. So he could smell gas when we cranked it, raw gas, and so that was the clue. And then, of course, the fact that it wouldn't turn over, and it made perfect sense. So as soon as we pulled that spark plug, boy, everything cleared right up. Cranked over nicely when there was no plug in there. Over.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Yeah, something to break the vacuum. So very good. Well, we'll send it up to Rob, and we'll let you guys put a bow on it.
Okay, thanks, Aaron. Hey, Mike, how did the gas get in there? Over.
Well, it came up the hill, and it was on its own little trailer. You know, the trailer that the log splitter is on, its own little trailer, but it doesn't have any springs. It was bouncing all over the place, and I suspect that gas was bouncing around in the engine. Normally, you wouldn't have it in that condition, probably, and then going up a hill, pretty steep hill. So somewhere along the way, gas from the gas tank got through the carburetor and into the cylinder. Over.
Okay, unusual. All right, yep, we got 21 here, and that's all. Oh, I forgot that last night, I guess, Ralph checked in with Ken, and I don't remember Ken telling me that Ralph checked in. Do you remember that?
Well, I heard him talk to Ralph. I thought I wrote down 3, but I'm not sure.
Okay, well, I didn't have it on my list. I submitted the I.O., and Ralph sent me a note telling me, hey, yeah, I was there. So I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, well, it's okay. You got it corrected with Ralph's comment, so I don't know how we missed that. That's bound to happen. We're not perfect.
Well, it probably didn't get relayed into you, Mike. They probably went down and worked Ralph and then forgot to come back and tell you.
No, he came back up, and he was on for quite a while last night with us. He did tell me that he worked Ralph, and I heard him down the bend because he splatters. It's close enough, and he's loud enough that he crushes my front end. Over.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, it's just, I know sometimes guys go down to work them and then they don't come back.
Yeah, that happens occasionally with Bill. Bill did that tonight, but I guess we had Mike pass on the good word there. No, nothing from QUI. He must be sick or something. Maybe if somebody's got QUI's phone number, they could give him a jingle and see or a text or something and see what's going on there. Alrighty. Good night, all. I'm out of here. And we'll see you all tomorrow. One may see you in the morning whenever you can get over here, Rob. And if it doesn't work out, don't press yourself. If you got other commitments or whatever, we can do the log splitting anytime. I may split a couple just to see if it works, and I may split more than a couple, but we'll see what happens. But don't press yourself to get here. Tomorrow we got several days here with pretty nice weather, so it should be okay. KM6SRR, K6USY, K6MYC. 7-3, guys.
Okay, Mike. I was giving Aaron a chance to respond. Yeah, I've got nothing planned for tomorrow except for coming up to see you and helping out. So it's no problem for me there, and I'll see you tomorrow. K6NYC, Judy and Mike, say 73. And 73, Aaron, K6USY.
7-3.
Yeah, spoken like a true retired person. I get to drive to Bakersfield, so we'll catch you guys later, and good night to everybody on YouTube. K6USY, DMO6.
Drive safe. We'll see you tomorrow night.